There are 9 undeniable reasons for why most people in the world will never achieve their dreams. The irony is, psychologists blame one of these 9 reasons for the other 8 tendencies. If you are able to rectify that one pillar reason for what keeps you from achieving your dreams, it will dramatically improve the other 8 areas of your tendencies to fail. The key factors for why most of us fail are stemming from both neurology and psychology. The reasons we continuously hit the same glass ceilings repeatedly, right off the bat like the Rona bars. The number 9 reason for why you fail is because you wait on inspiration. By waiting on inspiration, you consistently prioritize your comfort over your come-ups, bars. Yes, you live for comfort, work for comfort, eat for comfort. You only want to work, create, and produce when it's comfortable, and for most of us, that is at the root of our financial enslavement. You ain't got to be picking cotton to be owned by George Washington. Bars, you ain't incapable, you inconsistent. Yeah, you get a burst of inspiration from time to time, and maybe you even get some work done. But as the American photographer Chuck Close once said, inspiration is for amateurs, bars. The professional puts in work daily, don't matter if they inspired or not. Success don't give a fuck about your feelings. Some days are better than others. I can't say I'm inspired to sit here and write this video, but I got a goal of 30 videos written and recorded, so fuck it. I keep my head down and do the work until the goal is met. And inspiration want to come around every now and then. She can get this dick too, but I ain't waiting on her to pursue my dreams. I already took my melatonin. By the way, my name is Tijuana Jackson. I'm a life coach with a goon hand, and I teach you how to finesse the game of life. I use relatable terms, none of this highfalutin guru bullshit. And if you're feeling what I'm saying, put a thumb on that like button if you like something. Bars. You heard me? Hit the like button. Why you being stingy with the thumb action? The number 8 reason for why you will most likely fail is you produce more excuses than you produce results. Benjamin Franklin once said, "He that is good for making excuses is seldom good for anything else," and it's true. You know it's a problem when the only thing working is your mouth and your couch. You sit through enough interrogations, you start noticing that the more excuses you make, the less convincing you seem. Excuses is really just an alteration of the truth to make you feel better. And when you alter the truth, you never come to terms with the actual reality. And until you deal with reality, success damn near impossible. You don't need palm trees to be stuck on Fantasy Island. Excuses is for these folks who believe they victims. Hey fam, if you can appreciate the quality and rapid delivery of this channel, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I'm gonna tell you why. YouTube ain't finna promote my cuss word ass. And I thank you in advance. The number 7 reason for why you will most likely fail is that you lack the ability to focus. Focus underrated like prison punani. Yet, focus is the key component to success in any field. Whether you an athlete or a mathlete, focus is the distinguishing factor between getting the goal and getting me some coffee. It's amazing what happens to your ADD when you subtract the distractions. Most of us stay distracted by smartphones and dumb comments. Each has a way of pulling you down the rabbit hole of trivial information and trivial debates. Believe it or not, prioritizing your tasks is a form of focus. It keeps you on course even if you have to do it in 20-minute blocks with 10-minute breaks in between. Better than a half-assed half hour. There is a war going on out there. Government, big business, small business, entrepreneurs, entertainers, friends, families, and foes are all battling to get your attention. The only thing you bring into the fight is good intentions? Good luck with that. Make a plan. Long-term, short-term, doesn't matter. All that matters is you line those tasks up and knock them down hour by hour, day by day, month by month, and year by year. That's how you become relevant. Look at me, I'm working harder than Viagra in a retirement home. As I mentioned in this video right here, you might be undiagnosed for ADD, ADHD, or some other condition that compromises your ability to focus. If you feel as though you may be a candidate for these types of mental health disorders and you take your future seriously, you will prioritize seeing a licensed mental health professional ASAP immediately. Something as simple as a change in your diet or a mild prescription can increase your focus dramatically. And again, here go my story on the topic right here. Now hold up. Who still ain't hit the subscribe button? Huh? You a little Gilly fan, ain't you? Sucking up all my game but hating on the channel. That's okay. TJ here for everybody. Let's move on. The number 6 reason for why you will most likely fail is you have no schedule. Without a schedule, there will always be distractions. Someone will always need your help, advice, company, or energy. Scheduling helps you prioritize your task over everybody else's shit. Yes, scheduling helps you to apply focus where it is most pertinent or most beneficial to your overall goals. I don't know how many times I gotta say it, but once you hit your goals, then you could really be of help to others. Type bars in the comments if you get that. Everybody want the rainbow, but don't nobody want to blow the damn leprechaun. Laura Vanderkamp, author of the book What the Most Successful People Do Before Breakfast, found in her studies that high achievers rise early, before the chaos. And almost every last one of them got some kind of morning ritual. I'm talking about this book right here. Simply put, if you wake up before most folks, you'll achieve more than most folks. Don't trick yourself into thinking you can get it in after work, especially if you live with your family, assuming you give a shit about your kids. But try giving yourself an extra 90 minutes each morning with a set of objectives. For instance, I get it before everybody else, and when I walk into my office, the first thing I do is correspondence. Then I check traps. Trading don't start till 9:30, no way, so I sometimes buy more stock in crypto. Then I work on these dope-ass videos. Like a nut swimming through the urethra, I'm in it to win it, you heard me? Hey man, I ain't playing. Designate a block of time to sit down and work for you. Abiding to a schedule will make you appear to have discipline, even if you don't. It'll also show people that you take your dreams seriously. If you ain't hit the subscribe button by now, you must be a Gilly fan. It's right there below the video. You can't hit subscribe, huh? You can't support the channel, huh? Moving on, the number 5 reason for why you will most likely fail is you consume more than you create. Don't get it twisted, consumption in the form of education can be amazing. Even consumption for the sake of entertainment is great. But when your consumption exceeds your rate of production, you better believe your dreams are slipping away like an old school rapper fan base. But go ahead and keep working on that TikTok choreography. Try to apply the 80-20 rule to your consumption and production. Each day, make sure 80% of what you consume is beneficial to your overall goals. The other 20% could be shade room gossip for all I care. Just keep my name out your fucking mouth. Another thing I realize is that sometimes the videos you watch and the audiobooks and podcasts you listening to will actually intercept your brain's ability to create. If you got all that noise and commentary happening 24/7, when do you give your brain the chance to generate and process its own ideas? When do you actually get to sit down and apply what you've learned? And this is why every single individual watching this video should commit at least a few days out of each week to 80% of creativity and productivity. Use the remaining 20% however you choose. But like I said, keep my name out your fucking mouth. And just know, these housewives don't give a fuck about you. Don't kid yourself. Overconsumption is another form of procrastination and analysis paralysis. Matter of fact, type bars in the comments if you get that. If you ain't hit the subscribe button and the notification bell by now, I ain't finna ask you again. The number 4 reason for why most of us fail is we don't choose our sacrifices choose us. We all spend our days making sacrifices. Some are conscious sacrifices while other sacrifices are subconscious. Problem is, many of them sacrifices provide short-term fixes to lifelong problems. Let's say you fix the sink after work because you can't afford a plumber. That's a sacrifice of time. You carpool to work because your car in the shop. That's a sacrifice of time and space. Spend your entire lunch break on hold with Citi Card because they charge you a bunch of fees for a credit card you closed years ago. That's a sacrifice of stress, time, and nutrition. Resentment ain't got as much fiber as you think it do. Believe it or not, the sink, the dilapidated car, or Citi Card's crooked ass ain't the real problem. The problem is that by the end of the day, you ain't made no sacrifices to bring you closer to your desired life. Type bars in the comments if you get that, but you will gladly sit on hold with Citi Card for your entire lunch break. The number 3 reason for why you will most likely fail is you are resistant to change. You are afraid of the new because, as I mentioned in the earlier video, you don't know how to function in situations that you do not control. Type bars in the comments if you get that. It's a lot of us suffering from a cognitive bias known as loss aversion, similar to Los Angeles. Loss aversion is people's tendency to choose avoiding loss over acquiring equivalent gain. Basically, any deviation from the norm, no matter how bad that norm might be, is interpreted as a loss. This is especially true if the only thing changing in your life is the quotes in your Instagram bio. Can I tell you a quick story? Fuck it, I'ma tell it anyway. If you ain't subscribed by now, you ain't got the right to complain. A level 5 storm came tearing through Houston, Texas, and they had to evacuate this one neighborhood. And this religious dude named Ted, who owned a small church, refused to evacuate. He decided he was gonna wait on the Lord. The neighbors tried to help him get out of there before the floods got as high as 17 feet, but he refused. Eventually, they sent the Coast Guards to pull him out of there, but he refused to go. The next day, a helicopter dropped a ladder for him because he was now neck deep in water and could barely stay afloat. He shunned them too, telling them to go away because he waiting on the Lord. What do you think happened to him? He drowned. And when he went up into the afterlife, he had a chance to talk to God. He said, God, what happened? I was waiting on you to save me. And God was like, what you talking about? I sent the neighbors, I sent the Coast Guards, and I sent my private helicopter. You turned them all away. I figured you ain't want no help. Now, many of y'all are gonna see this as a religious tale about not judging God's blessings and how they may show up in all different shapes and disguises. Not me, though. I see this as a tale of loss, aversion, bias. This dude was more comfortable in his sinking church and delusional headspace than he was in going out into a brand new and unfamiliar world where he stood to gain more than he ever had before. He could have had a mega church, but he was too resistant to change. It's called loss, aversion, bias. Can I get an amen in the comments? The number 2 reason for why you will most likely fail is because you are prone to taking shortcuts. I call it half-ass syndrome. A life spent taking shortcuts is often cut short, bars, and that don't mean fatality, it just means you stop living. Yeah, we all breathing, but we ain't all living. But when you on that shortcut shit, you make a habit of doing the bare minimum. You never have time to do it right the first time, but you always got time to do it over. You a grown motherfucker cleaning your room like a lazy tween. Spoiler alert, high achievers go the extra mile. That's what distinguishes them from the lazy herd. And next up is the number 1 reason for why most people fail. But if you rectify this particular thing, it will most likely change the struggle you have with the previous 8 reasons mentioned in this video. Hold on now. Before I go into the number 1 reason for why people fail, I need you to acknowledge that my delivery ain't PG-13. So these platforms ain't excited about promoting my content. It's up to you and me to promote and spread the word. So if you'd like to be notified when I drop these videos, what do you think I'm about to ask you to do? Why you sitting there looking at me like I got vitiligo? Do what you think I'm about to ask you to do. And the number 1 and pillar reason for why most of us will fail is we are oblivious to our own trauma and the effects that it has on our sense of self-worth. You heard me? Deep down in your psychological makeup, your damaged self-esteem don't believe you are competent or capable. You might talk a good game and get inspired for a bit, but you'll follow through garbage. You can't even complete a fucking song, got the verse and a refrain. You want to know why you can't follow through? Well, don't take it from me. Professor Martin Covington of the University of California says your fear of failure is directly linked to your sense of self-worth. Dr. Maxwell Maltz, author of Psycho-Cybernetics, says your degree of success and happiness is directly linked to your self-image. My course, my channel, the Tijuana Jackson Academy is committed to helping folks break that cycle and improve their self-image, improve their sense of self-worth. Those of us who are oblivious to how our upbringing has molded our outlook on life are doomed for more of the same, you heard me? You will repeat the very cycles you deeply despise. Socrates once said an unexamined life is not worth living. I like to say it's through the examination of your life that your life begins, bars. Most likely, you got at least one excuse for each of your unrealized dreams. Them excuses you coming up with, them your blind spots. You are stuck in life because of your actions, not your excuses, bars. The truth is, you ain't achieving your dreams because deep down inside, where your self-image resides, you don't believe you are deserving of your dream life. Fuck your feelings, I'm real. When you truthfully believe you are deserving of that dream life, you will present yourself as such. Until then, you will be enslaved by your emotions and unresolved trauma, because that's what has you convinced that you are unworthy. That's why you are comfortable being led by your emotions. I'm convinced the hood mentality ain't shit but stunted growth. Grown men behaving like boys. Think about it. You react with anger, aggression, and avoidance towards everything you can't control. You perceive everything you cannot understand or control as a threat. Therefore, you are closed off to new ideas and limited to what you already know. That's why they measure your casket and tail it to your size before they bury you. Dead people don't grow. Here go one for you. Logic has little clout in an emotional mouth, bars. So, how do you become more aware of your trauma? How do you improve your self-image? One way is to make it a priority to evaluate how the fucked up things that have happened to you from childhood to now may have influenced your outlook. Daddy issues only make money on TikTok. Sit with yourself undistracted and see what thoughts come to mind over time. Get a subscription to your subconscious. Write down your feelings, then challenge those feelings, because feelings ain't facts, bars. Talk to a counselor, pastor, or therapist. But whatever you do, stop confiding in enablers. They don't do shit but make excuses for your fucking excuses. Whole bunch glove hole bump company. Look at Gilly worn out ass. And remember, the people who hurt you were hurt people, simple and plain, who are most likely still in pain. Bars. Sometimes you'll learn about the upbringing of your greatest nemesis and develop an empathy you didn't even know you was capable of. Like I always say, it's time to let go and let's go. And if you have not hit the subscribe button by now, you do not get a brand new car. Please visit my YouTube channel and be sure to subscribe.